Welcome to Charlottesville Living, building our community one story at a time. Hosted by Eddie K.
Well, welcome back. I have a special guest today. He is a friend of mine. He's been a tenor of mine. He's a client of mine. He's an entrepreneur, restaurateur, very adventurous. Climbed a mountain last year, and he'll tell you about that. Also very charming, so that's why my wife is not here today. So I want to welcome Walter.
Thank you, Eddie.
With the Catering Outfit and so many other things. But let's start with the Catering Outfit. What do you do, and what is your perfect client?
So we are Central Virginia's premier boutique caterer.
Okay.
I learned all about hospitality and stuff when I was growing up in Zimbabwe. I mean, it's sort of a bygone era there with dinner parties in the garden and stuff like that. So we kind of try to bring that almost colonial-style hospitality here to Charlottesville with a new American style of cuisine with a southern feel.
Okay.
So I would say our ideal client is maybe a self-proclaimed foodie who's willing to, push the limits a little bit. We love to do action stations and anything from live fire cooking to oyster shucking and all using as much locally sourced product as we can find.
So I mean, you do weddings, you do wine dinners. I mean, you do pretty much everything.
We do almost everything.
Yeah.
In fact, last night we did the Just Help Africa dinner.
Oh, that's right.
At Old Metropolitan Hall, which I think was a huge success. Thanking their donors.
Yes, and the food was amazing.
You are one of their donors.
Yeah, well, thank you. Yes, no, they are special people, and we love to help. So yeah. And speaking of nonprofits, so you're involved with a nonprofit, the Makindu Foundation.
Yes.
Tell me more about that.
Also, my time in Africa, my mom is from Africa, and I got to spend time growing up there. I fell in love with the continent. And in about 2005, I met a man named Michael Farley who came into my restaurant at the time looking for a place to have a party to give away 150 copies of a National Geographic magazine where they covered his proper walk, which is Adventure for a Cause. So he started doing these trips over. They would do, multi-day camping trips through the bush and the Great Rift Valley to raise money for the Makindu Children's Center.
And that is in Kenya?
That is in Kenya.
Okay.
Yeah, it's about, I don't know how far down the Mombasa Highway from Nairobi. Hopefully you'll get to see it one of these days.
I hope to. I would love to, yes.
And so the Makindu Children's Program is a 501c3 that is based here in Oregon.
Okay.
And that is the American fundraising arm for this center in Makindu. I've been, like I said, I've been involved in fundraising since about 2005. Got to do my first walk in Africa in 2016 and have been going every year since 2021. There's a succession plan in place where me and my great friend Mighty Joshua, who's a local reggae artist, will be taking over the trips and walks from the current.
So if I go next year, I'll be walking with you?
100%.
100%.
Yeah. I'll still be in a junior leadership position, but I'll be filling your water bottle and making sure you're comfortable and happy.
Okay. And last year when you did the walk, you spent some extra time and you climbed a mountain.
Yes, so after the group leaves, we take a group of Americans over, everybody raises $3,000, and we take them to the center, which is really important. They get to meet the kids and see what they're raising money for. And I think after that is game over. Like once you go to the center and see the kids, there's no going back.
You're hooked.
You're hooked.
You're hooked.
So after the group left, I stayed an extra 2 weeks and got to do some traveling and decided to go ahead and get Kilimanjaro out of the way. So I went up Kili. It was one of the, I don't know, it was a very unpleasant but fulfilling experience. How about that? I made it to the top. Took me a little while.
Yeah. What was the most unpleasant part of it?
I think realizing that I'm almost 50 and not in the shape that I thought I was in. The altitude is difficult to deal with. I did have some meds to help me, but it's an inhospitable place once you get above the tree line. There's not a lot living up there. The light is weird. It's very thin and it's almost claustrophobic somehow. But it's beautiful. I mean, incredibly stark and gorgeous.
Yeah. Wow. going back to Makindu, can you share a success story with us? The kids.
So in the late 90s, Winnie Barron, who's a nurse practitioner, was actually over in Rwanda, and she had to take some time away from her efforts there over the genocide to renew her visa, and she was looking for something to do. She was working at the hospital in Makindu while she was waiting to get her visa to go back to Rwanda, and she found a group of children living in a train car.
Wow.
And so these children would go out and steal, collect, whatever they could do, food, and then they would give it to one of the local sort of grannies in the community, and that woman would cook the food and then they'd share it.
Okay.
And so that was where her idea for the center came from. And so the center itself it serves 550 children with basic needs, and the main function is to feed those kids. So we feed them 2 meals a day, and they come there to get medical, education, all that kind of stuff, and they're fostered with people in the community. So it's not an orphanage. And then we support the guardians.
Okay.
One of those original kids, Babu Juma, he actually got to come over here for the 25th anniversary, which was a few years ago, and speak at one of our fundraisers. But he's now an attorney, and so he went from an orphan living in a train car to being an attorney in the community, and it's pretty amazing to see those stories. Yeah,
that might have been quite a speech.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope we'll get him over here again soon. And if you go, it's likely he always pops up at the center when we show up.
Okay.
So, you'll get to meet him. Hopefully,
Wonderful. Let's come back to Virginia. Where do you live, and what area do you live in, and what do you like about it?
I live east of town, the Keswick Boyd Tavern exit on Union Mills Road. It's a community. I think it's about 60 individual 10-acre lots, and it's really cool because it's kind of a horse community. They're not massive properties, but it's a sort of an accessible way for people to have horses, and there's easements along all the properties, and a really well-maintained trail system by the neighborhood. And so these people are riding horses through the woods. There's a lake you can go swimming. But it's still very rural, and I think everybody has enough room where you're not on top of your neighbors. It's really cool.
Are you a horse guy?
I'm not.
Okay.
My sister was a horse girl, and she used to chase me down with her horses, so I'm actually kind of afraid of them.
You're afraid? Okay.
I mean, I'll get on them, but they're not my favorite creatures in the world. Yeah. I mean, they're beautiful.
Yes. Wow. I don't know if I know how you ended up here in Charlottesville. So how did you end up here, and why should people come here?
Okay. I ended up actually commuting from Zimbabwe to a boarding school in Orange, Virginia, called Woodbury Forest.
Okay.
And my dad had found it. He was doing some work in Richmond, and anyway, went to Woodbury, early admission to UVA, did my UVA time, and started my company actually out of my fraternity house before I graduated. So by the time I graduated, I was supporting myself, and here I
remember that house, and I remember the basement where you had your kitchen.
Exactly.
Yes. My God.
On Elliowood Avenue.
Yes.
Actually. You helped us sell those properties. And manage those properties for many years.
Yeah. Wow. So, we do go back,
I mean, that's got to be early 2000s, something like that, mid 2000s. So.
Wow. Why should people come here?
I mean, what isn't here? I mean, there's so much on offer. I mean, between the Blue Ridge and the wineries and the food scene and the philanthropy. I mean, you've been so generous in supporting the Makindu Children's Program. In addition to, I mean, you just your sort of commission for a cause structure is amazing. But Charlottesville it's got everything. It's close to major cities.
Yeah.
So great place to raise a family.
Or
retire or be single, I suppose.
Yeah. We don't know anything about that.
No, we don't.
But I came 31 years ago from Norway and never left. So
how did you end up here?
A girl.
It's a common theme.
Yes. Let's end with some fun questions. Yes, put you on the spot just a little bit. If you don't know the answer, just say pass, we'll find another one. But let's see here. Oh, it's easy. Morning person or night owl?
Morning. I get up at 3:45 right now. I can't wait till the time changes. Because 4:45 is like a reasonable time to get
Yes,
up.
3:45.
It's not by choice. Yeah.
Wow.
I'm up and at it. So.
Yeah, all right.
Which means I'm in bed and asleep by like 8. So not very fun.
You turn into a pumpkin.
Yeah.
Okay. If you had to survive a zombie apocalypse, which 3 random items would you bring with you?
A chef's knife. I don't know. A Bluetooth speaker and a fishing pole. I don't know what I'd play on the speaker.
Chef knife, Bluetooth speaker, yeah. Zombies, I'm here. All right, if you got stranded on an island, what food would you miss the most?
Oh, man. That's a tough one. I don't know how I'm going to answer that.
It must be some sort of protein for you, right?
Yeah, I mean, smoked cow's tongue, probably.
Okay.
That's a weird one. But that's
Wow,
the answer.
okay, all right.
Yeah.
Well, I think for me it would be smoked salmon, so yes, yeah.
True Norwegian.
Yes, a true Norwegian. What is the most embarrassing thing you accidentally said or did in public?
Oh, no. Is that really written on it? I can't even answer. There's too many.
Too many, okay.
Pass.
Right, okay. What is your most annoying habit? Or are you just perfect? Is that what it is?
It's so hard to be humble when you're so perfect in so many ways. My most annoying habit.
If we were to ask Megan.
I mean, but that's like intentionally annoying. Yeah, sometimes I get silly and very pokey.
Pokey.
Yeah.
All righty. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming.
Also, I hope to see you at our fundraiser for the Makindu Children's Program.
Yes, when is that?
As you are one of our sponsors.
That's in April.
April 12th at Otters Craft. It's going to be an awesome day. We have 5 local bands during the daytime. It's a free event. We're going to have some raffles and a live auction as well. We'll be raising money all day. We will be there vending food.
Yeah.
100% of that food vending effort also goes to the nonprofit.
Okay.
And then in the evening, there's a ticketed concert with Mighty Joshua.
I have been there before, yeah. And he's amazing.
He is amazing, yeah. An amazing human as well as musician. So our goal for that effort is about 30,000. And we'll see. Maybe we can creep up to 50.
Yeah, yes. Well, I will definitely be there as a friend, as a sponsor. Adela will be out of town, but I'll definitely.
That's unfortunate.
I know. Yes. I shipped her out of town for that event. So anyway, if you're thinking of moving to this area, please. This is such a great area, and obviously have some food with Walter and the Catering Outfit, support his foundation, but come here, get in touch with me, and we'll love to help you. Have a great day. Take care.